Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. For this video I have a very interesting topic for you, and it's Roman numerals. So the reason I consider this interesting is because, Roman numerals are basically another way to write numbers. You know how you have for languages, there's English, French, Japanese, Chinese, all those? Roman numerals are another way to write like numbers, so it's like a different language for numbers. But the real vocab word for Roman numerals, like the real definition, would be a special number system that was created by Rome during the time of the Roman Empire. So rather than calling it a language, it's like a special number system, and the term is it's Roman numerals, so that's why it was created in Rome during the time of the Roman Empire, which means ancient Rome. So in this video, I will be going over the Roman numerals for 1 through 1,000. Obviously not all of them, but the ones that you need to form every number. So 1 can be written as this capital I, and then 2 would be 2 I's, right? So to make sense. 3 would be 3 I's, and then 4, you guys probably thought it was 4 I's, but it's actually IV. So why is there a V all of a sudden? Okay, let's go to 5. 5 here is a V. So IV, okay? So 6 would be written as VI, okay? Because 5 plus the 1 would equal 6. But the reason 4 is IV is because they didn't want to do I. They thought that was too long for one number. So instead, if you put a 1 in front of it, it would be like you're subtracting 1 from 5. So 5 minus 1 would be equal to 4. So that's why it's sort of IV. That's how it's going to work for everything. Like, let's take, for example, 10 would be X, right? Now, if you wanted to do 40, let's go to... Alright, actually, we'll do that later, right? So let's go to 15xb, because 5, 10 plus 5, 15, 19 is IXX. So XX would be 20, and then I would be, because 20 minus 1 is 19. So it'll do that for everyone that would require too many, because if you were actually to do this, you would do X, V, I. Like, it would be 4 I's, and then, so here's the rule. You don't want 4 of the same thing. I guess you could put it that way. No 4 of the same thing. So, let's just write that rule here. Rule. No 4, do you want to call it letters or Roman numerals? Yeah. The correct thing is no Roman numerals, not letters. No 4 Roman numerals together, okay? So that's why it would be IV or IXX, because you don't want it to be X, V, I. Yeah. So remember, 20 would be XX, 30 XXX, because they allow 3, but then 40 is not going to be XXXX, it would be XL, because 50 is L, and then it's minus 10 to get 40, so it would be X, and then L. So I skipped 60, 70, 80 because you guys should get the gist. It would be LX, LXX, and then LXXX. And then I put 90 just so you remember, not LXXXX. It would be XC because C is 100. Using that, let's just go over the other ones. 500 is D, and 1000 is M. So that's all the Roman numerals you'll need for 1 through 1000 to make any. Now you should be able to make any number from 1 through 1000. Let's go do some practice problems, and before we do that, just remember that for every lesson now I will have a Google form, whether it's a math trick or a math lesson or any other sorts. There would be a Google form. Last Google form we got a couple of responses, no questions besides this one person that asked for the answer for one of the other ones because they didn't understand it, but I guess they did not realize that if they got it wrong or didn't put anything, I put an explanation. So yeah. So I'm not going to really address that question since, hopefully if they viewed their score and figured that out, they saw the explanation. If not, if this person is watching now, please remember to go back to that forum and view the explanation. So yeah, now let's go over the practice problems. There will be different ones in the forum. Okay, so first we're going to go over the concept of identifying numbers written as a Roman numeral. So what number is CDXXX VI? What number is this? Okay, C, let's go back, is 100, so we know it would be 100. Then we have a D, so it'd be 100, and then 500, right? But remember, when it's like in front, that just means you subtract them, and you would get 400, right? And then you have 3 x's, so right now we're at 400. 3 x's, remember, is 30, so 400 plus 30. So what I'm writing right now is called, expanded form, which helps me solve Roman numerals. So just write it in expanded form before you solve it. Then v would be 5, if you remember, and I is 1. So when you add this, you would get 436, okay? This would be it, okay? Well, actually, this isn't expanded form anymore now that I did this. Expanded form would actually be 400 plus 30 plus 6, because you don't want 2 of the same units. This is one place, because I guess you could just say VI is 6 rather than 5 plus 1, but regardless, you'll get an answer of 436. Well, okay, so that's the answer. Number 2, what number is XIV? Okay, so X, as we know, is 10, and then IV. Remember, IV is 4, so it would be 10 plus 4, and this would be equal to 14. Because V is 5, and 1 ahead of it means 5 minus 1, which would be 4. Now we're gonna do written. Oh, that should actually be. Oops, what am I doing? Okay. Writing normal numbers as a Roman numeral. Sorry about that. So, first, 39 is a Roman numeral. Okay. So, you know that 10 would be x, right? And we want it 3 times, so x, it's, so, let's just draw a line over here to separate them. So we know x is what we have right now, and then 9 would be v. Instead of I, remember the rule? So instead of that, you're just gonna do, it would be x, then I, x, because remember, this is 10, and then this is 1, and since it's ahead, it would, instead of being 41, since you say this first, so it would be 1 and then 10, this would just approximate down into 9, right? So this would be 39, so this is our answer. Okay, last one. What is 1209 written as a Roman numeral? So 1000 is M, as you guys saw, M. Then 200, so 100 is C. Remember, D is 500, so we don't need that. And since it's not 4 or like, you know, something 9, 4 or 9 are the numbers, because, you know, since we have one for 5, if you add 4 to it, you'll get 9. So 4 and 9 are the ones that we have to do this special rule. But for now, we are only at 2, so it would be M, C, 0, so nothing. And then 9, okay, same, 9 is IX, so this would be our answer. So, usually the larger number, like, it would always be like M before D or M before C. But the only occasion is if you're writing, just trying to make 4 or 9. That's the only occasion where you can put a smaller number like 1 ahead of a larger number like 10. Well, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye!